Hey everybody, I just finished another book in the Spinetingler series. This is Lights, Camera, Die. Pretty awesome cover here. We got this weird lizard looking monster coming out to attack this kid. Pretty cool. I was very surprised at this book because I looked at some reviews on Goodreads and most of them I think were like 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, different things like that. I really like this book. I'm not going to say what I rated it yet until the end, but yeah, this was a really fun one. The story itself is about these three kids named Ian, Billy, and Elizabeth. Ian is the main protagonist. Billy is this overweight kid that loves is very nerdy and different things like that. He likes building things. And you got Elizabeth, who is like the athletic one. And yeah, they love to get together and watch like scary movies and read scary books. They even share books with each other and all this cool stuff. So they're walking home one day, and I think they're walking home from school, and they see this little guy standing outside of this movie theater. And he introduces himself as Mr. Faust, Faust, and he tells them that tonight is the grand opening of this movie theater that he's opening up. And he turns out he's a director. He makes movies and different things like that. And he invites the kids to come and watch movies with him. And he says tonight's the grand opening. It's going to be really great and all this good stuff. So the kids tell their parents, they're going to go see a movie. And one of the parents, I don't remember which one, I think it's Ian's parents. I'm pretty sure he's like the main guy. He says that they could have swore they rode by that movie theater and it was like closed down or something. So yeah, they get to the movie theater and they notice there's nobody there but those three kids, which is very sketchy, very weird. Don't ever do this. But they go inside anyway, and Mr. Faust introduces them to the office and stuff like that. And he has these posters up on the wall that has pictures of like former celebrities and stuff that played in horror movies, like Bela Lugosi and stuff. And there's one poster in particular of this girl named Marilyn, and she has like her picture that she's like really scared on the thing. And Ian notices when he gets ready to leave that the picture changes, like she's looking in a different direction or something like that. So yeah, they go to the movie and they end up watching a scary movie, and it turns out this guy only plays scary movies. And the movie they're watching is called The Ultimate Horror, and it basically starts off with these kids at this haunted house, and they're like trying to find a key to get inside. They're in a graveyard. It's like in front of the house and all this great stuff. They start hearing thunder rumbling. And, speaking of which, the reason why nobody else came to this place, according to Mr. Faust, was the storm was not going to let people come to this movie. So it starts storming and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, the three kids are transported into the cemetery. And they don't know what's going on. They're here. How did they get here? They start trying to run away. Or they see this thing coming after them, which is the thing on the front of this book here. So they run into this, what do you call like I think it's called a mausoleum, where it's like the caskets and stuff inside a cemetery. They go inside there, they try to lock him out, and they run from him, and they end up running into the Maryland girl from the movie. And she explains kind of what's going on. It turns out that Mr. Faust is a movie director. And this thing on the front cover, this is not a spoiler, this happens in like 20 pages within the book. This thing here is a creeper, is what it's called. And basically it is a character that wanted to be like a star, and he traded his soul to Mr. Faust, and this is what he got turned into for that. And he uses that to make more movies, he wants to make the ultimate movie. Yeah. It's really cool. But yeah. They run from this thing, they escape, and it turns out that the guy comes back, Mr. Faust. He appears back and forth throughout the book, and he takes them through different movies, and they have to fight the monster and put them back in the movie. Similar to like the Goosebumps film is basically what I thought about, but there's like 4 main monsters that they have to catch. Well, 5, including the creeper. But there is a werewolf, there is a vampire, there is mummies, and yeah, as the creeper, and finally the main guy, the Mr. Faust. And I'll go ahead and say up front, this reminded me a lot of like Trapped in Batwing Hall. You had like where you had to get a piece of the monster or something, and that's basically what you have to do here. Like you had to get like a piece of fur off the werewolf, a wrap off the mummy. The vampire, I think he just traps them or something. But yeah, this was really fun. I had a ton of fun with this book. It had a couple of pacing issues, I think, like where like the mummy part was really slow and the mummy was not intimidating at all, but the other monsters were. Like the scene where they're actually running from the werewolves and they get into this cabin and the werewolves are like scratching on the walls. They had to climb on the roof to throw a fishing pole down to get a fur off the wolf. It's really good. There is a Frankenstein monster kind of guy, but it's called Frankenbeans, and the monster is called Rudolph. Which yeah, there is a little bit of humor to this one too, which I enjoyed because it wasn't like directly like cheesy humor. It was actually pretty funny, you know. But yeah, I enjoy this. Like especially towards the end, it does get a little goofy towards the end with everything going on, and there's even like a plot hole of what's going on. Like why doesn't a certain thing just get up and go after the kids? But that's beside the point. I still had a lot of fun with this one, and yeah, Lights Camera Die is one of my favorite Spinetinglers books. I know that nobody's really going to agree with me because I've already seen the ratings on this book, but I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I thought this book was really fantastic and really great. Very well written. The only thing that I had to complain about would be I wish we learned more about Mr. Faust. We really don't know exactly what he is, and I wish I knew like where he got these powers from, or something like that. But yeah, other than that, and maybe like the mummy scene was a little slow. That's it. I mean, I still think that's a 5 out of 5 for me. I mean, that's barely a complaint. But yeah, I highly recommend this one. This one is more of a rare one. Last time I checked, I didn't pay much for this one when I first bought it. I don't think. I don't even think I hit $30 on this one. I think it was like 20. But now I'm sure it's very rare. All of these books are getting very rare. But yeah, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. Please let me know in the comments below. What did you think about Lights, Camera, Die? Thank you. Bye bye.